come to speak with you again. Oh my, I haven't slept in days. The dark makes me look chunkier. Do you like what you're doing all day? I do. I make videos all day and listen to heavy metal and rock my life on. Make videos and talk sweet to people. What do you do? I sell marketing funnel systems and dating site subscriptions and hosting, and I sell weight loss coffee, and I listen to metal. I love metal. Soon I'm going to be promoting metal because I love rock and roll. I like the idea of making $40 to $120 a month selling funnel system subscriptions. How would you like to sell funnel system subscriptions? Right now, if you sell a platinum package, you'll make $500. That $40 or $100 a month is just one person. And there are 6 billion people in this world. And I just want 1% of them. Yeah. I love playing with the camera. If you like playing with the camera, then start selling something. Are you interested in joining our dating site? It's for people who like being playful. Do you like being playful? Having fun, getting to know people, being sweet on them all day? You can date and do online business and listen to rock and roll. My domains? Well, I got erosgroove.com, turning pages into gold.com, and I got a few more. I'm not ready to tell about them yet. You can't tell all your trade secrets right away. You're welcome to copy my playfulness, because that's really fun. .com. Hi, I'm Fiona Blackstar. I am a online marketer, musician. I'm not a musician. I'm a musician promoter, music promoter. I love rock and roll. I sit at home and make videos and look cute for my cat. And soon I will have a dating site. But it's fun being seductive, playful. Soon I'll be having a website called thornpetal.com where I will talk about my rose funnel system. If you want to chat with me and waste all my time, then get involved with business. I'm too busy all day to try to be productive. I have quite the learning curve. Every day it's something. Every day it's learning, video rendering, new video editors, new marketing methods. I have to study constantly, all the time. I don't have time for chit-chatting. It never stops. But what really matters is doing. To get anywhere, you have to keep doing. Everybody writes me to talk to me, and the thing is, I don't have time for that. I do have time to talk about marketing funnels. You have to keep producing, because there's just not enough time in a day. Maybe in 2 years from now, I will have time. So I keep producing, because producing gets results. So not only does my videos act as clones out there, suffer. Every time I go to do something, my cat keeps asking for attention. I love this cat. He? I think my cat's happy that I'm home now because he used to get locked in my cabin for 13 hours a day and not see me, and then when I'd get home I'd only have about a half an hour to spend time with him and I'd be so tired. And now he gets attention all day long while I'm doing stuff, and sometimes it gets a little annoying because he's on me all the time, but that's up to me to just let him know what times are good to to disrupt me and what times I'm busy and I can't have him on my lap all the time. Well, sometimes the angles of the camera, because right now I'm pushing my neck back, so I have this little bit of skin here. I don't have a double chin, but say like if I was dead on the camera, there wouldn't be that problem. So yeah, sometimes the angles of the camera bother me because now I'm pulling my neck in and it's making me look like I have a double chin, which I don't. I have a little bit of skin here, but yeah, it's just how you position yourself. I don't really care. I'm just a real person. And then other times it's like, oh, my hair looks crappy, and it takes an hour to straighten up, and sometimes I don't want to lose that hour, so that's where the camera is annoying. Darn, I want to do video, but my hair looks like shit. And now I say to myself, I really don't care. I'll just put a filter on it and spruce it up a little bit. It's clean. It's just a little stringy because I have thin, fine hair. Whatever. That's just life. It's the camera doesn't mean that you don't have to be a real person. I think the more real that you are as a person, the better it is, because then it encourages other people to make videos and do things and not get put off by thinking everything has to be perfect. Life's not perfect. Life is messy. Life is life. So the more you're yourself, the better it is. Well, to simplify my life, I was thinking I have this spare 10 by 10 room that I just create a little studio in. And that way, because my daily activities kind of get messy and I throw stuff around, and that way I have the main room to do different looks, but I would have a designated area that would always stay perfect with everything I need in one place. So I can just jump in there and get to work without having to straighten up anything or change things, or if I'm doing a renovation or a project or something, I don't have to move it all just to make a video. I think having a designated corner or something is really great, and then you have the options to be mobile and shoot video even while you're out in the car and doing whatever. I mean, the more, like Frank Kern says, the more you make your videos about your daily life and stuff, the more natural it is. You want things to be natural and build a story. So if you're branding yourself, it's kind of like a story of your life, and you're being an influencer or making offers, or they get to also see your progress, like weight loss coffee. I purposely gained 10 pounds over the winter to get back in the coffee again, and show that, so what if you gain 10 pounds with coffee, you can take it off right away. And I'll show you how. Within a month, it'll be gone and then some. Just trying, because it accelerates. It's a thermogenesis, fat burning ingredients. It does something to your DNA where you are lacking in getting your metabolism to work properly. I'm sure you could find these ingredients and make your own concoction, but this also allows you to have another income stream. That's why I like it, because I use it, and once you hit a certain point, your the people you've sold to who are also sharing the product, and they love it, and mostly it's for the energy. Once your weight hits a certain point and and your body's happy and content, then you're getting all the benefits of the energy, and you just feel alive and your mind is so clear. So that's another income stream that I do, and it's called magicalbrew.com, and that coffee is what keeps me going. It's the fuel of my drive, because after you hit 50, things change in your body, and sometimes it's nice to get it going again, and then you start feeling like you're 17 again. And you don't need so much sleep, and you just go like the little Energizer bunny. Yeah, I still have the habit of smoking, but what I found is doing videos and being on the computer using both your hands all day, I really cut back on smoking. I've cut back a lot, to the point where maybe I won't be smoking much longer, because I don't know, I love it for the act of it, because something about my hands. But now you can just put a pencil, or I got my little crystal for energy. When I'm thinking, I play with it, and selenite. Yeah, just having a pen in your hand is the same act. So there's a lot of benefits to changing your lifestyle. Before I get stressed out on the day, and I just need a cigarette. I use cigarettes as an excuse to have a break, and I couldn't even smoke an entire cigarette, which only took like under 5 minutes. I smoke so fast. And now I have the option to smoke as much as I want, but I just don't care to as much, Now it's just for enjoyment here and there. So there are benefits to all this. Well, what's been a really big time saver lately is I use Camtasia. I invested in that a long time ago, so I can do screen records, and it comes with 2 licenses for devices, so I can do some stuff rendering on one computer and create on my tablet, and that allows me to free up my machine. Or if I'm bogged down on the internet on my machine, because your CPU and memory get used up a lot when you're making videos. So those have been big time savers, and getting down a routine, kind of having your day planned ahead of time. Like before you go to sleep at night, what do you want to accomplish? Make a task list, and then in your mind, you can already see the outcome before you even start the next day. So that helps. And maybe it's kind of like writing a novel. You want to have a story outline so that every day you're working towards creating a chapter in your life, page by page. Life is a story, and we're walking books. So, if you have a big picture in your mind's eye, kind of like a movie, it helps knowing where you're going and having little surprises in the journey. Like, you can't plan everything, and you don't know if you're going to have a power outage or whatever. So if you have a few things set in your mind that you're going to do in the future, when the power's out, you can look at your task list and do something that doesn't require power. And lots of things jump in, and you just got to stay focused. Focused is the key, and like Arrow's Groove, target your arrows and stay groovy. And your bow's got to be flexible, because you don't want to miss out on life. And sometimes surprises give you opportunity to go out and do things, and every activity is an interaction that opens a door. And the reason I called a lot of things in my company like Eros Hosting and is because Eros is an energy, and it's connecting, and I think it was a good name. Eros and Fortuna. I even got that domain, erosfortuna.com. But these aren't up and running yet. They should be very soon. Everything takes time, but when you have the big picture in mind, it helps you dreaming into everything you want to accomplish. And you can accomplish lots, but you got to have something to aim for. It all isn't going to happen in a day, but each day you have the big picture in mind, and the universe seems to bring things into play. It knows, I don't know, that maybe some of this, maybe we are in a hologram, and some of this is already been preset. Like some people have said that we come here for a purpose, and sometimes I feel like I should have always been a teacher, and I love marketing, so it's just my thing. It's like a fun game to play, and computer learning, and everything I'm learning I can teach, so that's just been how it's been flowing. But having everything in mind, and about it maybe being pre-designed before you came, who knows? It just, or you could be dreaming your reality when you're sleeping at night, and you have these deja vus. Life is an interesting journey. It blows me away all the time. Like now, some of the stuff that's occurred has forced me to do things I had planned to do and wanted to do last year. And maybe I'd still be doing them, but things kind of pushed me in that direction. The universe has been working with me. Hopefully it's been working with you too. I think it's working with all of us. All of us going in it may not, like, sometimes things may not be going as you planned. Like, you know, me, I was like, well, if I continue going in a couple of years, I'll have everything in place. But it pushed me to do things quicker than I had planned. Maybe it had a different idea for me. They say that we could have different versions of us all over the place, and it's possible that you think that, oh, this one way, darn, things didn't go however, and then something else happens, and at first you think, oh, okay, I'm not certain about this, and I don't know how this is going to go. But if you don't look at the fear, and if you don't look at the downside, or the, oh, I'm worried about this. If you put that all aside and just go, well, what if, keep going. Don't even look at any of, or think about anything that could go wrong, because then you might create it. The best thing to do is create with the intention and the focus that it is going to work out, and it is going to fall into place. And even if it takes longer with the trials and errors of figuring it out, you're getting there step by step every day. Every day, step by step. That's all it takes. It takes just one step towards something that gets the ball rolling. They're right about talking to the camera as if you're talking to your own best friend. That is the easiest way. Like right now, I'm pretending that I am being interviewed, but I'm being interviewed by myself. So I put a question in my head, and then I answer it. And I just do it on the fly. It might not all make sense, but that's how it would be if I was in a conversation with a real person. I wouldn't have time to rehearse it. I wouldn't have time. I wouldn't even know what the question was coming. So talking in the camera is giving you practice. And this is what I'm doing right now. I'm practicing, and I'm building confidence in myself. I might be building confidence in somebody else making these goofy videos. This is just giving me some footage to put together a quick video on just whatever, random stuff, and allowing me to talk about something that's real and giving me video footage to edit and try to put together a story from these few different clips that I've created. And I really don't care what I look like. It's about practice. And I'm practicing just like I would out in the world. Just like when I learned how to drive a car. I wasn't the best driver at first, and I had to learn how all the uh, functions in the car, rolling up the window, turning on the heat, putting on the wipers. I had to learn a lot of that, sometimes on the fly. Oh shit, where's this? And then it became second nature, and that's what practicing making videos. You'd be surprised. Wow, that turned out good, or oh, look at this transition, or you know, the more you practice, the better it gets over time. And watching a lot of the YouTubers, I always scroll back to the beginning of when they started, and it's amazing. And you can see the timestamps too, like you can see when they started, the date, and go all the way to their latest video, and it's like, wow, they really progressed really quickly. And look at how their channel has changed over time, and even they've changed over time. You can see the confidence, and uh, they're they're just flowing from practicing, and this is really fun. And I like the video that I watch all the time from a person about a fictitious character. If you see sometimes having people on your Facebook that you know, it makes you feel a little intimidated, and you wonder what they're thinking about you, and oh, what is that person doing? I get some comments sometimes from some people that I know, and I just think, whatever, I'm just playing around, and if you want to take it serious, that's okay. But I'm practicing, and I'm trying to make an improvement in myself and in my skills and in my learning, my presentation. It's scary talking in front of the camera and putting it out there, and just taking that step to overcome your fear is getting you more confident and taking you further every day. And I just do this also because I'm a big believer in being like a life cheerleader. I want other people to feel like, oh, she can do it, and she's a goofball, and she looks retarded, and she's just being herself and doing whatever. Well, shit, I'm a human being too. I can do that. I'm, and I even dress better and have my hair perfect and my makeup perfect, so I should do even better than her. That's what I want. That's why I sometimes come on camera looking like crap, just so people say, well, if she can do that and she don't give a shit, well, I got my shit together more than she does, and I can do this and I can do it better. And I want you to. I want you to get out there, because that's what my whole purpose has been in life, I find, is just to encourage others to live to their full potential and like give her shit and have fun and make it your best life yet. I've stole some of those words from some of the people out there, but it is true. Make your life what you want it, and you have the opportunity, everything at your disposal to do that, and you can do it right now, no matter what you choose. That took me a long time. I mean, the owl telling me, you have a brain, you're really smart, you have an education. Not smart, you're intelligent. You're smart, intelligent, witty, and goofy, and fun, and cute. And I don't like the word cute, but and I'm like, what are you talking about? But when somebody is telling you stuff and you hear it repeatedly from a lot of people, well, then you start thinking, well, why can't I tell myself that? Why when I look in the mirror do I not feel that way sometimes? And other people say that. Well, damn it, maybe I should start believing in myself. They believe in me. Start believing in yourself and just trying. What do you have to lose to try? Your body might thank you for it, and your bank account, and you know, and all these skills you can take in the job force. And, you know, instead of gaming, do videos and stuff. Or if you are gaming, hey, why not? Games are good sellers. Make videos of your gaming and talking about the game and become an affiliate for those gaming sites. Like, you know, you could become a gaming influencer. You know, all this stuff, using your time properly and putting it to good use can really create a future for you that you never expected. And I think that's what some of the people I've watched just started doing this for fun and to share their knowledge and their passion. And it turned into something they didn't even think it would get that big. I mean, I don't know them personally, but I'm so proud of watching the progress, and I'm just thinking, especially the young people, I think if those were all my kids, I'd be like, oh, I'm so glad that you did that, and you know, I'd be really proud. I'm just well, I'm part of everybody. We all are part of everybody. So I feel so proud and excited for everybody out there that's doing things, no matter what it is, whether online or offline. I just want to always encourage to keep going, keep doing it, keep doing whatever it is you love. You know, don't be depressed and waste time worrying and crying over any spilt milk, because life's too short. Just get out there and give her. The other thing about the camera is I'm always giving these little pep talks out in life to everybody. And I decided to create these videos to give myself pep talks. And that, like, now I'm talking to myself and I'm saying everything that I would say to somebody else and designing myself into my future me. And that it's pushing me every day to be a better me. Maybe I will start concerning myself with more things and pushing myself harder. Yeah, you know, the way I've always been pushing all my energy into helping others and encouraging them and building their confidence and getting them to see clearer and see themselves through my eyes. And now I'm trying to see myself through my own eyes. And that is a really fun self-discovery. Seeing yourself behaving naturally and from your heart how you normally would out in the world. And then you see yourself through your own eyes on the camera, and it's going to be really fun to see the progress over time. And that's what I'm looking forward to every day as I'm working along doing these things. Yeah, I guess that's kind of like facing yourself in the mirror. And if you can love yourself through your mirror image, that's important, because loving yourself means that you can fully love others when you're accepting of yourself. And that is, so you don't even have to put these videos up that you make. You can just do a self-talk every day on your own phone, and you can look back to them for reference and just give yourself a self-check. How come I'm feeling sad today? Or how come I'm feeling a certain way? Keep it like a diary, and that could help you big time. You know, like it'll force you to keep growing, and that's all that you need to do. Your purpose is to just keep growing in yourself and find joy in life. And once you find your own joy, life is good. It really is good. Yeah, you just have to know what you want. You have to believe in your dream. And believing in your dream is everything, because then you start walking from the dream into the reality of creating that dream into your present moment. And Dreams are everything. No matter how you look at it, everything started from a thought, created from a dream. It's really a dreamboat fantasy. And it sounds crazy, but if you didn't imagine something in your mind first, you wouldn't be prompted to do something, unless you're under some kind of substance or something. I mean, everything comes from the mind, thought process, and how much thought you put into it, and learning to act quicker on your spontaneity, I guess. I don't know. I just play with a lot of things, and life's an experiment, and the thought is the hypothesis, and putting things into action is finding out if your hypothesis is true. So I don't know. Just it's just a really interesting life. But doesn't take much to create. A few minutes at a time. I get a thought in my mind and I put a video together, really out of nothing. And now I have something. And I hope it's helpful. It's helpful to me. I suggest try it. And be surprised where it might take you. In so many ways. Like you might really start thinking that your life's worth living and breathing and moving forward, and just we see everybody through our eyes but not ourselves. It's easier to talk to others and be happy because we look at their expression and they smile and we smile back. But practicing in front of a mirror or camera makes you smile. It's like, oh, look at that frown. Look at that tired old face. But you smile at yourself and it's gonna smile back at you. And you start talking to yourself and everyone says that's crazy. You shouldn't be talking to yourself. Well, who else is going to talk to you with the best interest in mind? Talking to yourself is a good thing. Goofing around while you're cooking, while you're cleaning, while you're creating, while you're doing whatever is really fun. Like you gotta make every day fun. Talk to yourself. Answer your own questions. That forces you to start knowing what you want. Because knowing what you want is the first step to everything. Because if you don't know what you want, you're going to end up going somewhere else where someone else knows what they want. And then you'll keep putting your life on hold and keep putting it on the back burner. You're here to live. That's what I know these things, but I keep doing other things, and now I'm starting to listen to myself. And I think that is probably the strongest drive and feeling I have right now is, would you start listening to your own advice? Would you start walking your own talk? It's hard. It's hard, but after a while it gets easy once you get a momentum going. Are you talking to me? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Start fucking listening. I've learned there's different types of people in the world. I mean, some people like, lots of content and facts and figures. And other people have the attention span of a gnat. So you gotta just make something quick, get to the point, and end it really quick before they lose interest. You gotta figure out everybody's built on a core of different personalities, and so you gotta make videos to in certain subjects that, you know, there's people that like the same thing, but they have different personalities and thoughts towards it. So it's good to create a variety of things. You know, some short ones and some long ones. I don't know. I'm starting to think about categorizing things with different topics. So that gets back to organization again. It's a big learning experience, but when you make your long videos, you can hack them all up into smaller videos. Like this video. It's got a lot of different things in it, and I could make little videos about it. As an example, not that all this information was important or necessary, but like I said, it's just playing and creating content that I can do something with and figure out how things work. Nothing too serious, but have fun. Everything you do has to be fun, or it's not worth doing. I mean, it requires work and effort, but you know, have fun when you're doing it. That's key. You know, like every job and everything I do, even cleaning a toilet, I just turn it into some kind of freaked out, goofy film or drama. And like, I don't like drama in my life, but I just turn it into some kind of silliness, like you know, the Sorcerer's Apprentice, and I imagine all these characters coming to life. Everything's bringing things to life. Animation, you know. I could have a conversation with this pen, and you know, let's write something. You know, let's see how you flow. You know, life's just when you start getting your brain making everything like when you're a kid again. Being a grown-up is a lot more fun. And then when you start watching these videos, it's like, I could have said this, or I could have said that, or I need to expand on explaining that. So it's creating more and more to talk about. And then the more you are creating with your camera, you're starting to learn the features on your camera. And it's just, it on and on it goes. It could become never ending. So pretend you're your own interviewer, your own, like you're having a conversation with yourself, and then you keep expanding on that conversation, and it gives you practice talking with other people too. So yeah, it's just this is a really, I totally recommend this experience. I mean, just try it for, you know, a half hour for fun, and record a video and then watch it, and then start answering things or replying to your videos. Like, I don't know, it it's interesting. It expands and opens a door of something that you can explore and learn about yourself, and see where it goes. I was just sitting here replaying the video, and I'm like, yeah, I want to add to that. I want to add some more to that, because that needs further explaining, or I just thought of this idea I want to add to the video, and or add to the topic. And the next thing you know, it's like I got 10 videos of 30 minutes of conversation just talking about life. it's insane. Yeah, I mean, just try it, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'd have to say one of the most annoying things that occurred was this yellow jacket in my bedroom for 3 days, buzzing on the window, and I was stressing because I didn't know how to let it out and release it. So it kept me awake, and I kept worrying about getting stung and the cat getting stung. And one day, finally, the cat irritated it and swatted it, and it flew on my bed, and I jumped up and grabbed my high-heeled shoe by the heel and smashed it, and that put an end to the problem. You know, you gotta watch. Sexy things can be fatal. sleep. What's that? I seem to only be getting about 3 hours sleep here and there, and then 20-minute cat naps in between. But the good thing about all this is everything that I talk about and write about and record on video becomes content and a clone of me. It doesn't matter what you do in life, it requires an exchange of your time and energy. So at least this is easier on the body, it's harder on the mind. It's like your mind just gets going on this, and sometimes it's like your mind doesn't shut down. It's constantly thinking of things. You lay your head down and you go, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now, and then all of a sudden another idea comes in your head. You gotta turn the light on, grab your book, write out what the idea was so you don't forget it, because if you don't write it down, it's lost. A lot of work is done in the horizon, and the horizon is where everything is created. I find, I get to lay down, but I don't get to actually go to sleep. It's always churning and churning. And there just doesn't seem to be enough time in the day to get all your ideas out there. The question would be to, I used to always bring my cell phone with me and use the audio recorder, but now I find that if you bring your phone with you or your tablet with you and start using the video recorder every time you get an idea and express it, that way you have a memory of the idea, and it's a log. And plus, who knows, you can turn it into content just like I did now. For me, it's practicing to speak in the camera and to get in the habit of writing, like not writing, right? Getting in the habit of recording my ideas verbally, because I'm a writer, and that's a lot different than talking. I used to practice talking a lot at work, but talking in front of the camera is a lot different, and learning to talk on the fly, especially seeing your face while you're talking, is really an adjustment to get used to. And but after a while, it's not too bad. Especially on this tablet, it's not directly looking at me. It's kind of recording me on the side. I have to figure out the angles and stuff, but I'm learning. I'm learning through this process. It's kind of like a diary for me, of growth and development. Just as learning all the web stuff is building my skills. So yeah, I'm pushing myself. Every day you have to push yourself to get out of your comfort zone and get comfortable in your own skin. What's the next idea? Well, while I'm learning, I figured it would be a good idea to offer something to the public where they could learn too. And the best way to learn is by doing. So I decided to offer a hosting package for really inexpensive, for people to get a taste of what it is to go online and learn how to use the tools at an affordable price, which is next to nothing. I wish somebody had given me that a long time ago. So I figured that was my contribution to the world. And I'm here to help if somebody has questions or doesn't know how to do something. My website is going to be about ideas. I think like the higher up people, they stick with 3 things, and mine's probably going to be about self-development, web development, and energy. I sell web funnels and hosting and energy, weight loss, coffee, and a couple other things, and they all kind of interrelate with each other. Everything is around a system, so my life's about systems. I like understanding systems. I like what things do to you, and what things, how something, if you change something, how it can change everything. And the mind is amazing, and if we all learned how to use the mind a lot better, we could alter our entire life just by thought and imagination, and everything's possible. But you have to see it before you believe it, and that saying is really seeing it as a visual dream that you create in your mind and keep replaying to yourself all the time. And once you see it and start imagining yourself into that role or place or idea that you've come up with, the more it's going to come into play. And then from those visions, most of the work is in the head. From the visions, you start naturally taking action towards it. And it's as simple as that. It's as simple as making a decision. You know, I could go as simple as, you know, at night, the best time to do the dreaming is before you go to sleep. And you put yourself in the zone. And you carry that into your night dreams. And in the morning, the best time to record a memory of your dreams is to not get up right away, to just lay there, get back to when you went to sleep at night, and then all of a sudden your dreams will start coming back to you. And then the best thing to do is to grab your cell phone and not write in a book, because sometimes that shifts your brain pattern. We have two sides of the brain, but if you grab your cell phone and jot down notes, finger pecking, it's like drumming. It's a musical rhythmic thing. That doesn't shift your brain and lose your dreams. So you can record your dreams that way. And my practice now is to try and do it recording. That's a little more difficult, but a lot of it is telling yourself things and recreating a new programming in your brain. Redefining. I always say we have our own dictionary. You have to redefine words, especially if you have an encounter with somebody that says something that's not so nice. You have to redefine words in that conversation. If you had an unpleasant part in your day, you quickly get in your own space and replay that encounter over the way you would have preferred it. You're always rewriting your life and writing your life from your mind and your imagination, and not hold on to anything that's troublesome or bothersome, or you don't want loops of worry and anxiety and fear going through your mind. So if that happens, if it occurs, you have to think about it in a whole flip thought. Rewrite it in a way that works for you, it serves you, instead of bothers you. And if you're going to replay anything in your mind, always replay things that you want to happen in your future, because they will. Just like worry. When people worry themselves like a snowball, and the snowball gets bigger and bigger, they'll find their days get worse and worse. So that works just the same in the good stuff. And it's a really good practice to experiment with. I highly suggest it. A lot of people will say, oh, you're so interesting, or you're so different. I don't know. I don't think I'm different. I don't really think about that. I think what I do is just be my being in the moment. So if I'm feeling sexy and cute, I'll play on that. And if I'm angry, I will express myself and state what I feel. And if I'm uncertain, I'll be, what are you talking about? Could you please explain? And my cat is constantly trying to get my attention. But, you know, you just go, the more you are allowing yourself an experience and an expression of what you're feeling and your thoughts, that creates your being at the moment. It doesn't mean you're not yourself. It means you're just enjoying different aspects of yourself, different energies. And then everything becomes a good drama. You want to have only good theatrical experiences and not outside drama in your life. And yeah, life is really fun experimenting, and you're always real, and you're always yourself, and you're always being in the moment. That is playful and fun, just being in the moment. I never realized how I was. I used to hear about how I was from people, and I didn't see it. But I guess now that I practice on the camera, being myself and talking, and I'm still toned really down, because I'm kind of fascinated with the way I can be sometimes. Like I said, this is a diary and a little film on the different expressions of a being. I'm learning about myself, and then I can see some things I might not like about myself, and I have the opportunity to change them. I mean, maybe in some way it would be really cool to have cameras through the whole house and record a day in my life just to see how I behave. That would be really interesting, for my own learning experience. Maybe a week's worth of how I interact in the world. It would be really cool to learn about yourself through observation. I learn a lot from other people just observing them. I think when we watch TV, everything's learned by observation. I mean, even some of my expressions might unknowingly be mimicking something I've seen before in a feeling or a use of words. And it fascinates me. This whole science lab of life fascinates me. It's a beautiful thing, and that's all I discover every day. The thing that bothers me the most is just everything's so time consuming. You're watching me while I'm working. You're always watching me. It makes me very conscious. Anyways, this computer is an older computer, so it takes time to load. And then with it being older, I got videos rendering, I'm working on graphics, and the internet in the country is kind of slow, so there's a lot of time consumption. So once you learn a routine, you know, then you can start doing things like cleaning the clutter off on your kitchen counter, putting the wash in the wash machine, tidying up your room or something in between all these little jobs. So the beauty of working at home is that once you get a routine down pat and you have your day planned in a task list and you're dreaming into the daytime, knowing what your next day is going to entail, really helps that you can really start getting your stuff together. And then you got to worry about self-doubt. Sometimes you get so into an idea and you're really happy, and you were so into it, and then sometimes maybe it's the planetary energies or encounters you have or different messages that come through, or maybe a phone call or going out in the world. It takes you out of your imaginary world where you're creating your reality, and shifts you into another place. Then maybe when you come back, you might go, what the hell am I doing all this for? Is this going to work? Is this even worth my time? And you have to keep reminding yourself and build a faith that yes, it is, and get back to that dream. It may not pay off right away, but down the road, every time you're adding more and more to what you're building, it will take time to get noticed, and it will take time to pay off, but it will pay off. I mean, you ever go to town and go, shit, I didn't see that house. When did that house get put up, or that business get put up? Well, it happened over time, and people may not have paid attention while it was being built, but once it was fully constructed, now they're going in there and shopping and visiting and living in it and doing. It's the same sort of thing. So don't ever think what you're doing is a waste of time, because giving up and stopping, that's the worst thing you can do. That will give you regret. And when you get to your time in life where you leave this planet, you don't want to have regret. You are going to wish you did more of what you loved instead of what everybody else wanted you to do, or what was supposedly expected of you. I don't think anything's expected of you except what you expect to create. So take a chance and a risk. I wish I would have done it a long time ago. I did in little spells, but I always felt like I needed somebody to work with, or I thought I didn't have enough skills. Well, we all started as babies, and we all had experiences through life that were different than anybody else's. Just that story alone is something that you can create something out of. Your story is unique. Your story, nobody else has lived, and there is value to your life. Your life is extremely important on this planet. There's nobody like you. There is nobody that does or thinks or is like you. There's similarities, yes, but nobody is identical to you. Even a clone, or if a person had a twin and they looked the same, they would never be the same. Never. Never, never, never. Nothing would be the same, because the mind is constantly thinking and dreaming. And I really believe this is a dream. Dreaming in a dream and creating more dreams. So when you look at life that way, you know that you're an important piece to this puzzle, and you have something important to contribute. You touch people in ways that you don't even realize that you create a beautiful effect, and chain reaction, or kind of a contagion. So you want to be a good contagion. So always pull out your best and your full potential, and be yourself, and enjoy your experience and your journey and your growth. That's all that's expected of you in this world, is to find your inner joy and happiness, and create more and more of it every day, so that you get to the point where it's time to exit. You feel like that was the best life. I'm really glad that I did all those things, and I'm looking forward to the next one. And when you are yourself and express yourself naturally, and are always being your true being, you give other people permission to be their true expression of themselves. And that I really love. I love that so much. I don't know where in society we learn to be so critical and judgmental and of others and ourselves. It's been such a waste of time. But when you just allow and accept, as a lot of these people say, it's very true, because when you do that in your everyday being and your encounters, life is so much lighter, and things go a lot better. And just remember, everything is moments. If someone has a moment with you, it's not you. It's something they're going through, or something they're thinking. And all you can do is just breathe and listen and try to shift the conversation or adjust something to make a change. Or humor's good, or laughter, or if it's your partner, you can just get a little cute and sexy or something to change any kind of anger or troublesome moments and get back on track to something that feels better. It's pretty easy to do that, and nothing's that important, you know. They might have to fight for some things, but it's always got to be a good fight. Like, for example, you might have met somebody on an off day. I mean, maybe their basement was flooding or something, and you bumped into them and they were all freaking out about that, and that was your first impression. I mean, you have to remember and give people a chance. And just like books you read, I mean, that was at a certain point of that person's development, and they did the best they could up to that point and level of their learning. So everything is continuing in its growth and development. And the more we get away from trying to label things and say it's right or wrong, I mean, in some way they're right when they say there is no right and wrong. There's just learning through the growth of things. I mean, yes, there's core things that, you know, probably wouldn't be good to do, or things that will work out a lot better, or the ways of being. But we're so afraid with all the past programming to experiment and learn and just try things because of past teachings or past things instilled in us from our parents and other things, or other people's fears. I mean, some teachers never really used their information and grew their wings and flew in it. They're just teachers, so I could be considered somewhat like that in some things as well. But I'm always trying. I'm always taking chances, and that's the only difference that you need to have is, you know, just, okay, you thought about it, you read about it, go experience it, and whatever happens, happens. It's always going to be good, even if it goes bad, because when you fail in something or it's not successful, you're learning something. I mean, it's like baking something and you forgot the baking soda or the yeast, it didn't rise, it stayed flat. Well, next time you won't forget. I mean, every time you've done something, you've never forgot that mistake, right? So it's like, don't hang on to the mistake and stop and stay in that mistake. Go, okay, I screwed up. What did I learn from this? Okay, now I'm going to make a bread or whatever that has the proper whatever, and now I can live in the memory of a success, and from that success I can build on it. Now I can add different ingredients and come up with my own version. That's what we have to do, not stay in our failure. Okay, that relationship didn't work out, I was this way, I shouldn't have been that way, or maybe I didn't pick the person that was perfectly aligned to my needs and wants and beingness. That doesn't mean the person that I was with was bad, and it's too bad if they didn't allow me to develop further into a better expression of who we could have been. Oh well, you know, there's some things you can control and some things you can't. So what you do is you try to quickly get over it and throw yourself into something else. Relationships are a little more difficult, for me anyways. I have particular things that are important to me, and I just can't throw myself anywhere. But as far as subjects go, or learning and doing, I mean, I'll try everything. I have to know how it works. I have to understand it, and I want to create my own version of it. So, you know, that's something to do. Like I found with relationships. Well, if something broke your heart, then take your love and put it into something else. And as you're working on something else, a new love might find its way. Stop focusing on what you lost or what you wish you had. Most of us are always thinking about love and somebody to be with. But first learn to love and be with yourself and what you do. And from that, love will find its way. That's what I find, and it's happened many times. And every relationship's been better until you meet your twin, and then it's kind of hard, unless the universe made you think that was your twin, and you have more growth to do to find your real twin. Who knows? But life is very interesting, and you can't mope in the things that don't work out. You have to keep growing in yourself, and don't worry about anything else until it bumps into you. And you'll know it. You'll know it. You will know it like you knew it from a past life or something. Yeah, you'll recognize it, and it'll be undeniable. It'll just work. It'll be so natural. You'll feel like that was always part of your life. Because you dreamed it. Everything you dreamed. Everything you thought of. Everything you created from your mind. Including where you are, who you're with, and what you're doing. It's all a dream. Enjoy your dreams. Once you start believing in your dreams, nothing's the same anymore. You can start practicing like I used to. You can start imagining there's a corridor on the ground in places you walk where you never really noticed it before. I used to do it in cabins. And then when I started finding quarters all the time that were never there, I changed it to dimes, because I said, this can't be true, because, it's like, it's probably just me. And then I change it up all the time. You just have to really believe in it, but don't think about it too much. Once you have it set in your brain, let it go and kind of forget about it. And then there it is. It's pretty wild. That's why it's a waste of time to be afraid of something or worry, unless you want to create it, because it works the same both ways. And I have to keep reminding myself of the things I know, because sometimes you can fall asleep in your dream and forget. You have to be conscious all the time of it. So this ends my little production. All I can say now is sweet dreams. I wish you a good night and a good life.